You're walking down the street, minding your own business. Someone with a clipboard stops you. "Excuse me," they say, "can I just ask you one quick question for a survey? It'll only take a second." You think, sure, why not? It's just one question. You answer it. It's easy. But then comes the follow-up. "That's great, thank you. You seem like someone who really cares about this issue. Would you be willing to sign our petition? You just agreed you care, so, you sign. Then, and since you've signed, would you consider a small $5 donation to support the cause?" Before you know it, you've gone from answering a simple question to giving away your time, your signature, and your money. How did that happen? You've just been expertly guided by one of the most powerful persuasion tactics ever discovered, the foot-in-the-door technique. The principle is deceptively simple: get someone to agree to a small, trivial request first. Once they've said yes to that, they are statistically far more likely to agree to a second, much larger request later. The first yes is the foot in the door, making it easier to swing the door wide open for the real request. This isn't just a sales gimmick, it's backed by classic research. In 1966, psychologists Jonathan Friedman and Scott Fraser conducted a landmark experiment. They called homeowners in California with a very small, simple request. They asked if the homeowners would be willing to put a tiny, 3-inch square sign in their window that said, "Be a safe driver." It was a tiny request, and many people agreed. A few weeks later, the researchers returned to the same homeowners. This time, they had a much bigger ask. They asked if the homeowners would be willing to put a huge, poorly designed, and frankly ugly, "Drive carefully" sign right on their front lawn. To a separate group of homeowners, the control group, they only made this big, ugly sign request. The results were staggering. Of the homeowners who were only asked to put up the huge, ugly sign, less than 17% agreed. But of the homeowners who had first agreed to the tiny window sign, an incredible 76% said yes to the massive lawn sign. So why is this so effective? It taps into two powerful psychological principles: self-perception and the desire for consistency. When you agree to that first small request, to put up the tiny sign, your brain subconsciously updates your self-image. You start to see yourself as the kind of person who cares about public safety or someone who is helpful and civically engaged. So when the second, larger request comes along that aligns with that new self-image, you feel a strong internal pressure to act consistently with who you now believe you are. Saying no would create cognitive dissonance, a mental clash between your actions and your self-perception. And our brains hate that feeling. So, to avoid it, we are far more likely to say yes again, just to remain consistent. It's a powerful drive. Once you know what to look for, you'll see this technique everywhere. Political campaigns start by asking you to sign a free online petition, then they ask for a donation. Your favorite streaming service offers a free trial, because they know once you're in, you're more likely to subscribe. Social media apps use it masterfully. Allow notifications? Yes. Access your contacts? Yes. Each small yes makes it easier to give up more data and privacy later on, because you've already committed to being a user of the platform. Even in relationships. It often starts with, "Can you just help me with this one thing," which later turns into much larger, more demanding favors. The initial yes sets a precedent of helpfulness that's hard to break. So, how do you defend against it? The key is to pause. When a second, larger request follows a small one, take a moment. Consciously separate the two requests in your mind. Ask yourself this critical question: if they had asked me for this big thing from the very beginning, would I have agreed? If the answer is no, then you have your real answer. Your initial yes to the small request does not obligate you to anything more. It's perfectly okay to say, "Thank you, but I'm not interested," or "I was happy to help with the first thing, but I can't commit to this." Recognizing the technique is the first and most important step to disarming its power. The foot-in-the-door technique reveals a fundamental truth about human nature: our actions shape our beliefs just as much as our beliefs shape our actions. That first small step in any direction sets our course in a powerful way. So the next time someone asks for just a moment of your time, remember the ugly sign on the lawn. Be mindful of the doors you open, even the smallest ones. What examples of this have you seen in your own life? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to subscribe for more insights into the psychology of your daily life.